love of the gray buttermilk biscuits.
Not enough rice, honey.
Attacking me.
You seek God. What happened to this girl?
Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for your girl.
Okay, y'all, so I've shredded all my chicken into this big bowl. I have a half a can of whole golden sweet kernel corn. I'm going to put that in there. Just put that over in there. There's no juice with it. I'm going to add my onions. And I season my onions pretty heavily because this chicken is store-bought. This was some grilled chicken in the bag, and it didn't have no kind of flavor to it. So I got some seasonings on my onions, which is black pepper and season all. I'm going to go ahead and put my onions in here, and I'm going to mix it up real good. And I'm going to add some cheese. Those onions smell so good, y'all. So I've added my onions to the mixture. I have my corn, my chicken. I'm going to mix this really well. Add just a little bit more seasoning because I like my stuff to have taste to it. I'm sorry, y'all. I just can't have no bland food. And then I'm going to go ahead and add about 2 cups of shredded Velveeta Shreds original cheese. You can use cheddar, whether it's mild, medium, or you know, the other cheddar. What, mild, medium, and what's the other one? Well, y'all know the other one, the real bitter one. You know, you can use either one of those, or any kind of cheese that you like. So I'm going to add some 2 cups of the Velveeta Shreds into this mixture, and I'm going to mix it up real well. Okay, so I've mixed that up really well. What I'm going to do is lay my tortillas out. I'm going to basically put a little handful of this into each tortilla and roll them up, and I'm going to set them in the pan. This is about how much you put on each one. I'm going to roll them, y'all. I can't do this because I'm using my phone and I don't have anybody to hold it, but I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's just basically, you're going to just basically roll it. It's not hard, y'all. It's not hard at all. And then you put it in the pan like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and roll the other ones, and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, so since I'm only making enough for me and my husband, I'm only doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to put the rest of my mixture into a food storage, a freezable food storage container, and put those up for another time that I can make for just myself when it's just me here. And so I've already did this. I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to work on our sauce. Now, a lot of people use like green chilies or black beans or some other things inside of their enchilada. I don't care for those, so I don't put those in there. Some people even put black olives or whatever. I don't care for that, so that's why I put the ingredients that I put inside of mine. Okay, to make your sauce, you're going to start off with melting a stick of butter in a pan, which is, I have my butter in the pan right now. And then you're going to add some flour to it to make a roux. So I'm going to go ahead and do that part. And, well, I'm waiting on the butter to melt. Once the butter's melted, I'll come back to that part. Oh, and you need to spray your pan before you put your enchiladas in there. I already sprayed it with some of this Pam. You can use any kind of non-sticking spray. To go ahead and add our chicken broth. Okay, so I added my chicken broth, and I'm just continuously stirring. I'm going to let this come to a simmer type boil, not a boil, but just like a simmer. It's going to thicken up. Okay, so it's coming to a slight little simmer boil, and as you can see, it has definitely thickened up some. So what I'm going to do is just basically remove it from the heat for about 5 minutes. Just completely remove it from the heat because we're going to add our sour cream, but we just not want it to, you know, like mess up sour cream with it being so hot. So we're just going to remove it from the heat and let it sit for like 5 minutes. I'm going to take this completely off the stove and let it sit for like 5 minutes. We're going to add our... Okay, so I let it sit for like 5 minutes, and it's nice and cool. It's not as hot as it was. I'm going to go ahead and add my sour cream. I have just a little 8-ounce tub of sour cream, and I've actually used about 2 teaspoons of that sour cream. So I'm going to go ahead and add all of what I have left into this little gravy mixture real quick. and immediately start stirring. Okay, so now that I have that all mixed up, I'm going to go ahead and pour it on top of my enchiladas. I'm going to make sure that I get it in between. And just take your spoon and just kind of make sure that you spread it on so that it's on all of them. And like I said, if you want to go ahead and lift and make sure that it gets down in between them, then do that now. Make sure you got some of that gravy down in between each one. That's fine. And once you have some sauce on all of them, you're going to go ahead and top this off with some cheese. And I'm going to be using the 4 cheese Mexican style blend, which has the shredded Monterey Jack, the cheddar, the quesadilla, and the asada cheese. I'm going to top this off with a little bit of parsley, and then I'm going to put them in the...
Ooh la la, do y'all see them enchiladas right there? Them chicken enchiladas right there, y'all. I just want y'all to look at the nice, beautiful golden cheese. How bubbly. They smell so good, y'all. They smell so good. Now, usually you can put the broiler on for a few minutes and just let it make the cheese get really golden at the top if you like it like that. If you like your cheese a little crispier, but I like it just like this, y'all. So I'm not doing nothing else. I'm just going to let it sit here for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead on and serve them babies up. All right, y'all. I'm going to take a spatula and get myself 2 of these wonderful enchiladas off the pan and put them on a plate and let you guys see what it looks like. Oh, this is so yummy looking, y'all. This is how I make my chicken and cheese enchilada, y'all. Post in the comments section if you have any questions. Now, like I said, you can tweak this recipe. You can use beef, you can use steak, any other kind of meats that you like, and you can use the green chilies. Some people use olives, some people use black beans. I use corn inside. There's no specific way, but it has to be. And I also use onions, you guys. That is beautiful, y'all. Nice and cheesy. I am going to get me a fork and I am going to dig in. It's your girl, Lovely the Great. And I will talk to you all later. Bye. Oh my God, I had to come back and let y'all know it is so good, y'all. My son's over there eating some too. Tearing it up. All right, I'm going for real, y'all.